Thank you. Skin I wanted.
20 years after we won the war against the Ottomans.
A character from Dark Souls in Star Wars.
But now that you know he's not big,
I don't care. He's still fucking weird. You look at his face. It's all weird.
It is weird, but
He's
I was
so evil.
I was way more interested when I thought he was a giant.
Same. I was like, what the fuck is this? And I was like, it's so weird and so... I was disappointed to figure out he's a normal spice
I
person.
found him to be the most intriguing character in Force Awakens. And it's just like, where the fuck were you? Where the fuck was this character at in the last couple films? Because this guy seems important.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see more Finn Poe-Bro.
Finn Poe-Bro?
Yeah.
Well, hopefully Finn wakes up out of that coma.
Well, yeah, he's gonna be fine. He'll be fine.
Well, you see though.
He'll be fine.
What's the name of the guy? Moses? Not Moses. That's the fucking character's name from Back in the Block. What's Finn's actor's name? Boyega.
Yeah,
right.
Boyega.
You see him like posting on like Instagram and stuff, being like, "Getting super ripped again for episode 8," and he's like in the gym. You're like, okay, I think Finn's gonna be coming back in a speaking role, probably.
Yeah, probably.
It's like,
Man, this guy in the coma should...
Yeah, exactly, right? Like,
when he was in the coma, we just started to pump him full of steroids.
No, but I don't want like only Rey to get training and him to wake up and be like, I'm so behind. Like they've set it up in a way where they could both theoretically be like lightsaber wielders.
Sure.
So I kind of want to see that. Like she's clearly got the Force adept power, but he can do it.
No.
He beat Traitor. Remember? Or Traitor, or whatever people called him. Anyway, he beat the.
He didn't.
Oh, he got saved.
Han shoots him.
Yeah, he got super saved. You're right.
He
didn't
loses
beat him.
hard.
But he ate it. He ate it. Oh, fuck. That would have been a bloodstain.
I wonder would they find a way to bring that traitor character back in some form, or is he just gone? Because there was such a strong reaction to him.
I think an unexpected strong reaction.
Everything. Oh man!
In the way there was an unexpected reaction to Boba Fett originally, you know.
Yeah,
I want to
totally.
talk about that Traitor for a second, that fight, because it does something in Star Wars that I'm madly in love with, and I don't know if we talked about it before. So the problem with lightsabers, they cut through everything, and that's awesome, right?
Yep.
And also, in the original series, they were really heavy, but then they got changed to being, like, super light, because why the fuck would they weigh anything? They're made out of light, right?
Yeah.
And that's when you went all the hyper acrobatic stuff. But then we look and we go, okay, say you make something out of, what's it called? Fucking vibrate, no, whatever. There's a cortosis. You can't cut through, and also if you electrify things in a certain way, you can't cut through them, right?
Yep.
This presents a very weird problem for lightsaber sword fights, because when you go to clash, the lightsaber has no mass.
Yeah.
Which means anything will just bat that shit away like no problem. And that's what you see in the Traitor fight.
So-
you see that he's got this big heavy thing,
Which has the
which doesn't break, and he's just knocking Finn around with it like he's a bitch.
So they give the instructions to like swing lightsabers like they're super heavy, but it's like no, yeah, if you have something weight behind it, probably will not at all stand a chance. What I don't get, it's not what I don't get, but what sucks is when you think too much about it and you're like, we've seen multiple examples of insane levels of anti-Jedi technology.
Yes.
You could take everything you learned from Grievous, those rolling roly-polies,
Yeah.
and Traitors like fucking Baton, and combine them into a robot that cannot be stopped by anything remotely resembling a Jedi.
There's something more than that, and it's something from the EU, but so it may not exist anymore. But prior to blaster weapons in the Star Wars universe, there's something called a slug thrower, and what a slug thrower is a gun. It's a ballistic weapon.
Yes, yeah. It fires real bullets.
It fires bullets,
which is crazy. It doesn't exist in this world. Yeah.
They were the only reason you would use a slug thrower is in the EU is if you were going to fight Jedis, because Jedis can't block ballistic projectiles with lightsabers because they pass through the lightsaber and become superheated and explode.
Right.
Like it just becomes a exploding mist of lead right in your face.
I would give anything to see that on film.
Hey, you know what would kill a Jedi in about 1 second? A shotgun.
A normal gun. Yeah. That's great.
That's like so many things with like magic systems though. It's like, man, you know what'd be really strong in this universe? A fucking gun.
Unless they know.
I like Super Eye Patch Wolf. He's coming around to my just use a gun technology.
Unless they know and they force stop the bullets.
That's fine.
Before instead
the other thing about Star Wars is that's baffling is like the lasers that they're shooting. It's like it's superheated gas, whatever. That's a laser. But like, why is that moving so slow? Why is that?
Yeah,
Why is that moving
like...
so slow that I'm able to see the gun fire, and then move my head out of the way?
Out of the way. Yeah.
Why? How?
Because it would just be like, oh, there's a hole in my face.
And now we're just straight up in Greedo shot first territory.
Yeah.
So there's no winning. There's no getting out of that. And apparently the comics touched on something of what I was just describing with the ridiculous like tech, anti-Jedi tech. So yeah, I'm sure people have covered that in different places. But I'm just like, based on what we've seen in that last movie with the fucking random stormtrooper type that is ready for a Jedi and waiting. In fact, hoping that, oh, today's gonna be the day.
I get to fight those laser boys.
You know. But anyway, yeah. Last Jedi. I don't know. We'll see. Red logo. What they throw a date on that? I think they threw a date at the end of this. Yeah, December 15th.
I'm looking forward to more temper tantrums from our resident edgelord.
Of course, yeah. And I want to find out what the deal with those Mando helmets was about. They have those Mandalorian helmets in that one flashback.
Yeah.
Like you're like, what were those people? What's your deal? They were cool.
I believe those guys, like the Knights of Ren, that's the guys you're thinking of?
Yeah.
I believe that's like 90% of the stunt team from the Raid and the Raid 2.
Oh, man. God, it's so good.
And they were credited. I remember before the movie,
yeah.
they were getting credited as like they were going to be in the Force Awakens. I was like, ooh, and it's like, oh, they're only in a 2-second flashback.
Well, what's his name? A long-haired guy.
Yeah.
Fucking, I forgot his name in
Mad Dog.
Mad Dog.
Yeah.
Mad Dog. He shows up as a character.
But like at the same time, it's like, oh no, wait, they'll kick them out the next time, and you're not going to hire action actors from the Raid to be faceless, voiceless guys who stand around.
No, you don't. Clearly. I certainly hope that they lean into Kylo Ren a little bit, but not too much.
Yeah.
You know? Because
I liked him in the last film. I thought he was like interesting.
that's what I mean is that it's the perfect balance of like, this character is a fucking shitty little brat, and
I'm a fucking bird.
and that's exactly why it works.
Yeah.
And like, if
I want someone to walk into his room and crawl in his plane.
Yeah, like if he takes himself seriously, but the camera does not. And if the camera were to try to start taking him seriously, the whole bit would fall apart. So that's what I want. I want the camera to stay in the right place to make sure that Kylo is represented as childish as he needs to be.
Like, I loved the best part about him from the last one was his temper
Yeah,
tantrums.
man, exactly. The camera cuts to like stormtroopers, like, nah, fuck that. Like, that's perfect, dude. You're
It's this,
like,
it's
oh,
this
shit,
nice
not
little
again.
villainous thing of like it's a villain type that Star Wars hasn't seen, which is the slimy, pathetic, desperate villain.
that has power.
Yeah,
And, like-
that is not a joke. They're not
And, like,
like they're not like some bounty hunter guys like, oh, I'm gonna shoot you. No, like he's formidable, but he's also like desperate and pathetic. And like those kinds of villains are the
Yeah,
ones
and
that
it's
are
like-
like kind of scary because they do weird or horrible things for no reason.
Or for really, really petty reasons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think, like, you know, a lot of people want, like, oh, you know, he's not Darth Vader or whatever. And, like, I do get that, because obviously Darth Vader's cool. But it's like, we already got Darth Vader. Like, I like a new angle on the villain. and
Oh yeah.
stuff.
Also, in Rogue One, the Darth Vader bits are like fucking jerk off. They're
they're
just
so
like,
good.
No, I'm not. I'm saying the opposite. They're like people at LucasArts like going jerking off.
Oh, yeah, for
Darth
sure.
Vader.
Oh, they actually got me when that happened. And, like, I don't even care about Star Wars, but I guess I just appreciated the immediacy and just suddenness of he's there, and then just shit gets bad for
FYI,
people.
those two were last-minute additions.
Yeah.
Those cameos.
Yeah, they
You know what I wanted the ending to be, right? I wanted the ending of that movie to be everybody like is struggling to do the plan, and then the ending is okay. You run off. Darth Vader's here. It's the whole cast versus Darth Vader, and they all just get fucking murdered.
Oh.
Like I would have
that
loved
would be
that.
Well,
incredible.
next best thing.
Yeah.
That would have been
You got
really
silver.
good.
Yeah, I got silver.
Yeah.
It's like, look at our heroes. Can they? No, they can't. What are you, stupid? Of course they can't.
No, close.
And they don't, and you know that they don't.
Yeah. Close enough. Though.
Yeah,
Close enough. So the other announcement from earlier this week was that the official May apology event begins in Overwatch. Year of the Rooster is
You're that cock.
is going to be happening, and we got a peek at some of what they're doing with the skins and stuff. It seems like for Zenyatta, Roadhog, Winston, and Reinhardt, they're doing a full-on Journey to the West style thing,
Sure are.
which is pretty cool. That's a fun thing. Yeah, they showed off Diva with like a full-on like Korean traditional uniform, and her mecha is also like decked out with
I think
traditional
the
stuff.
mech looks fantastic.
It's cool. I like the two colors going on like that. Like I think it's really well done. And then the actual May uniform itself is really strong. It is probably like
I actually haven't seen it. What's
well, let me look. Okay, yeah, let me see if I can pull that up for you. It is like the most like we are so sorry for what we did with Christmas. Like it's kind of nuts
the
because
Christmas one was offensive. It was a waste of money.
I think if the price wasn't as high as it was to be considered a legendary, people wouldn't have gotten as upset at it.
Like all they did was throw the hat on, right?
And they made it like with the white trimmings, like Santa Claus-y type of thing. I don't know if you've seen any of these.
That looks cool.
John.
I'm just checking it out now.
So yeah, May's Year of the Rooster thing is.
YouTube. I'm shaking here. Uh, fine, I'm sitting here shaking. Oh my god. Oh.